She got to her first Olympics only in Tokyo.
I remember the high performance. I was coming to the end of my career, and Katie Taylor was in the gym full time. Obviously, Kelly was there and behind her, but it was all Katie, because Katie was the number one at the time. But Kelly just stayed in the background, kept turning up, kept, always making a scene for herself, and she stuck it out. And obviously, Katie went professional, and Kelly come back down on the weight to 60 kilos and took over, and she filled those shoes rightly. To go on then to be the brilliant amateur boxer that she is today. She didn't give up. She could have easily went elsewhere or even, I suppose, walked away from the sport, but she stuck with it. She gave it everything that she has, and that's why she's a two-time Olympic champion, because of her character, because of her resolve, and because of her discipline and all those other things that come with it, being the best athlete on the planet, and that's what she is today, the best boxer on the planet.
Katie put female boxing on the map, on the world map. She's paved that road for athletes to come after. That's where Kelly came. But now Kelly has painted those roads for the next generation to follow her, and she's inspired so many people. She's such a good person in front of all of that. The athlete is secondary. The person who she is just incredible, and she's so deserving of this. She's worked hard, she's focused, she's reset herself. And now she's, again, it's hard to even keep saying it, double Olympic gold medalist.
You talk about the character, the discipline, you keep coming back to, but you also continually refer to her technical abilities. Will you just tell us again a little bit more about that and what sets her so far apart? Because you say it every time she boxes.
Yeah, well, Kelly is a fantastic technician. She's learned from so many coaches through the years, and obviously she has Zora Auntie as the most technical coach I've ever trained under, and I suppose Kenny will agree, as will Bernard. Zora's a just technical master, and he had to only, I suppose, slightly fine-tune her, because she already has such a wide selection of tools and weapons in her arsenal as is, but Kelly, as the lads have said, she did serve under Katie. So all that time she was there, she was learning all the time. She was developing all the time, making herself a better boxer, a better athlete. And, it paid dividends. And obviously it's all come to light here this evening.
Do you want to see it in black and white? The fact that Ireland are lying in 12th place now on that medal table. The first time, of course, Ireland have ever had 7 medals in total, including those 4 golds, the latest coming for Kellie Harrington tonight. And of course, just even have a look at the countries ahead of Ireland and the countries below Ireland. It's absolutely phenomenal to see. Kellie Harrington was phenomenal to watch this evening. Rhys McClenaghan, another gold medalist, well, he was pretty phenomenal on pommel horse on Saturday evening as well. He's still in Paris and he was watching Kelly. He's with Dave Kelly.
Rhys, the gold medals keep on coming.
They do indeed. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your auntie, just as Kelly said. Inspiration, that was incredible to watch.
We're always confident she'd do it tonight.
I had confidence in her. I'm sure she had confidence in herself, but to see her go out and do that, wow, that's going to stick with me for a long time.
It was such a fantastic game, hasn't it, overall for Team Ireland, and again tonight?
Yeah, we fulfilled the expectations. How incredible is that? This is our most successful Olympic Games ever, and I'm so proud that I'm a part of it. I'm sure Kelly's the same.
Kellie Harrington, back-to-back Olympic champion. You're going to have to do the same now in 4 years' time.
I guess I will. I mean, Kelly's somebody I look up to, and as a double Olympic champion, I can still look up to her. I've got one more to go.
Thanks, Rhys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, see, she's already inspiring some greatness there. We don't know how long Rhys was in that bar before he watched Kelly. Wasn't expecting to see us there as well. It's good to see they've the right channel on to watch that fight. You said he's a big boxing fan, Rhys.
Yeah, well, we'd see him all the time at the institute. He'd be in with the lads, talking with them, and they'd be bouncing off each other.
Really?
Yeah, he can be quite witty, and he takes some risk when he does be slagging some of the boxers, in fairness to him. But he's quick enough and he can run away. So he's but now come here, he was superb. The pressure that young man had, having what happened in Tokyo and to do what he did, whoa, incredible.
Actually, it's great to talk about multiple champions, Olympic champions coming from Ireland. I mean, again, I go back to 2008 and the enormous achievement back then.
Yeah, that was the start of it, I suppose. 2008 when we got the high performance up and running, winning the silver and the 2 bronze, myself, Darren and Barnes. that was great, you know. It showed that it was possible to win medals. And then the conveyor belt started. The belief was in the system, the belief was in the coaches. And from there on, it's just been success after success. And again, exactly what was said on the panel here, all the kids that are watching this tonight, inner city, all over the country, watching Kellie Harrington win that gold medal, saying, I want to be an Olympic gold medalist. How many boxing clubs around the country are going to be full to the brim now with loads of young girls daring to dream? And that's what sport is about. That's what this is all about. Clubs getting inundated with requests for young girls wanting to be the next Katie Taylor and Kellie Harrington.
And boys as well.
And boys as well, of course. And that's what happens, you know. Success breeds success. And at the moment, we're going great at Olympic level now with boxing. We have the rowers there. We have gymnastics now as well, and swimming as well, you know. So it's great. We're going to have a lot of multi-sports now, kids getting involved all across the board, and that's what we want. That's what it's all about.
And how many young girls and young boys took up running when watching Sonia OSullivan absolutely dominate middle distances during the 90s, and of course claiming her own Olympic medal back in Sydney in 2000. She was also watching on tonight, and she's with Dave.
Sonia, another fantastic night for Team Ireland.
Fantastic, another gold medal. It's amazing. It's like hard to believe that we're nearly getting a medal every day. Absolutely amazing. We had a great day on the track today, and then to come here for the boxing final tonight with Kellie, double gold medalist, is unbelievable. She did fantastic. So well done to Kellie, and it's great to be here in the O'Sullivan's bar in Paris. You know, who would have known you would have a bar here? But it's brilliant to have so many Irish people here. I've met loads of people from Cove here tonight, which is fantastic. And everybody's having a great time.
What a day for you, because obviously your daughter was in action earlier at the Stade de France.
Yeah, no, Sophie, she had a good run, and she was unlucky not to get on to the semi-final, but she'll have another go tomorrow, and hopefully she can progress from there.
Just back to Kellie, obviously the achievement to win one gold medal in the Olympics is fantastic, but to back it up with a second is incredible.
Oh, it's fantastic, you know. I mean, not many people defend their Olympic title. So for her to do that it's amazing, you know, and not many people in the world do it. So for an Irish girl to do it is absolutely fantastic. And you know, Kellie, she's got some amazing fans out there, and she just like solidified her legendary status now there tonight.
Thanks, Sonia. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
And from one legend to another, Sonia speaking about Kellie Harrington. And we'll go from Paris now to Diamond Park, of course, near where Kellie Harrington lives and is from. Marie is there.
Well, Diamond Park is full of Kellie Harrington's wonderful. A few nerves beforehand, but there was always belief that Kellie Harrington would get the job done on the big stage, and she certainly did this. All of these people here are locals and they're big fans of Kellie. What was it like to watch that here tonight?
Oh, it was brilliant. It's great to see her up there. She did very well. Very well. She did everyone very proud.
How much pride do you have in Kellie and what she's done?
A lot of pride. She really did a lot for Dublin 1, and we're all really proud of her.
And what does it mean to the local community to have a hero and to watch her make history?
It means a lot. Kellie's great. She's a very community orientated person, and she gives the kids a lot of hope.
And if you had one message that you'd like to give her if she's watching this sometime?
Have a nice point again. There it is, yeah.
Yeah, we're all so proud of her, yeah, really, yeah.
Brilliant. Well, it's been a fantastic evening here in Diamond Park, and no doubt the celebrations will be going on for quite some time yet. Back to you in studio.
Of that, we have absolutely no doubt. Darren, how can Irish boxing capitalise on this if there are all these, hopefully, these young girls and boys coming up wanting to take up the sport?
Oh, that's a tough one. Keep the clubs open. Look, I suppose all the clubs are going to be inundated with, I suppose, young aspiring athletes, and not just in boxing, sport, of course, across swimming and gymnastics and athletics and all sports. But I suppose it is important that I suppose we try to facilitate as best we can to I suppose meet the needs of the communities and I suppose the local members and the local youth. But yeah, I suppose boxing is in a kind of a precarious position at the minute. But I suppose the clubs themselves are I suppose they're the breeding ground, or there's where all the success has come from over the last few years. You know, I mean, of course, obviously we've set up a high performance system, but I suppose they have to start somewhere, and that's the grassroots where to start and where to come from. So we'll be hoping that more and more kids will get involved and that they will progress through their national or their provincial championships onto the national championships and whatever other, I suppose, little tournaments there are around the place to, I suppose, grow the sport in popularity and competition.
Bernard, Kelly aside, not that I want to hit a down note, but Kelly aside, has this been a huge disappointment though for the boxing team at the Olympics?
I'd say personally for the team it has been, but again that just shows the expectation that's placed upon Irish boxing at this moment in time, and that's credit again to the great coaching that's gone on throughout the country. But if you look at Dana, you look at Aoife, those bouts, you look at Jennifer Lahan, to qualify Jennifer Lahan for the Olympic Games after just being in the sport for 4 or 5 years, what an achievement. That is an incredible achievement, and that athlete should be so proud of herself.
And it's a young team, Bernard.
Yeah, you look at Dean, you look at Jude, you look at Jack, babies, absolute babies. Like, Jack is 20, 21 years of age at a heavyweight and competing at Olympic Games. In 4 more years, like, he's still not going to be at his peak. So again, the IABA and Sport Ireland and those around sport, we have a duty now to kind of ring fence these athletes and try to show them what the next 4 years can look like. Make sure we invest in them, make sure we put resources around them. And again, same with clubs. You see when we invest in sport, the reward that not just the athletes get, but that the whole country gets, and how it makes everybody feel. That needs to go up another level. It really does. And government and Sport Ireland need to look at, sport can change its communities, brings people together, challenges health, whether it's physical and mental. All of these pieces, you don't have to be an Olympic champion, but sport can make such an impact, and especially in communities where kids can get into trouble. Sport teaches about discipline, about respect, about following a plan, walking on your own, walking as part of a team. All of these things come from sport, and the more we encourage young people to get involved in sport, I think the brighter the future will be.
Well, just on that note, when you're talking about the lads that have qualified for Paris and probably have underachieved or haven't really boxed the way they wanted to box. 4 more years, that cycle is going to be a long period of time where you have other boxers wanting a piece of that. So I'd like to see Ireland being like the Ukraines and the Kazakhstans, where we have 4 or 5 in each way fighting for the #1 spot. And by getting that, we need more people in the sport. And the more boxers we have in the sport, the competition is going to rise and the harder it is going to be to become #1. And that in itself will increase the talent pool. So all those Olympians you have in Paris might not be the same team you have in 4 years' time. So, and that's not a bad thing, because you're going to have to fight for your place by tooth and by nail to get onto that squad and get onto that plane to LA. So I think it's a good thing that we're going to have a big influx again now into the boxing clubs, but the standard will rise again now, and we're going to have lads there wanting to qualify for LA in 4 years' time. So that competition is going to be really, really tough in Ireland over the next few years.
And are the facilities there for that, Kenneth?
Oh, we have the clubs. All the clubs are doing outstanding work. And it goes back to the coaches that are opening up the clubs 5 nights a week, making the tea for the volunteers. That's what keeps the sport going. In every sport, not just boxing, but the volunteers are the unsung heroes. We see Zora there and we see Kelly celebrating, and that's fantastic. Whereas the clubs, the coaches that are on the ground, allowing kids in 5, 6 nights a week, bring them up to the ranks, to polish them off, to send them into the high performance. And they're already good going into the high performance, but they just tidy them up a little bit, So the standard, the talent is there, the pool is there.
A lot of it is though
keep them invested,
exposure.
just keep them invested. Exposure, of course,
you need to be exposing, especially young athletes, to international competition. They need to see what it's like out there, because you can get a lot of athletes who can cruise through nationals, but when you go away international, all of a sudden you're getting hit back and say, "Oh, I didn't sign up for that." So it's about getting them that exposure, about making them realise what it takes to perform at the highest level, giving them an opportunity to go in and train where Kellie Harrington is training. You go in and you train with the Olympians. You give them that, a week of training in with the group. That all takes a resource. That all takes a financial cost. And so, again, the IABA, Sport Ireland and the government need to look at that. And again, that goes across all sports. But
those results feed down the line as well. I mean, if you look over the last few years, the boxers, or the clubs, I suppose, who've had boxers in high performance, those clubs have developed, they've flourished, whether it be the Ties, Neilstown, Paulstown, Clonmel, wherever it may be, that the world-class boxers have come from. That trickles down into the clubs as well. You're bringing back stuff little bits from Zora, little bits from international competition, you know, and it just trickles into each club, and everybody develops then, you know, and that's what we need to see right across the country.
One huge thing that we do need to see is, you know, other coaches getting exposure to Zauri Antia and actually downloading his brain. So, and I mean this, you know, he should be a coach of coaches, you know, and make the future for Ireland bright.
Well,
he won't be around forever. That's exactly it. So he needs to offload all his knowledge to other people, because he is aging. You know, we all get old. We all have to say, right, enough's enough. Hopefully, he won't be doing it for the next 10 years.
We're not retiring Zara Antia just yet, right?
But he is getting on that little bit more, and you know, so he needs to offload all that knowledge to the coach that he has at the moment. But he has to keep doing that.
He's somebody that we can't lose, and countries will try to poach him. We need to make sure that he stays, and that he's fundamental to everything in the future.
And we need to download his brain.
100%.
What else is required? Because you're talking about this investment, and obviously you have Kellie now, presumably using Kellie, if she wants to get into some sort of a role, is crucial now, because she says she's done with boxing, but surely you want to keep her in the sport somehow.
Look, you obviously want to keep all resources you have, you know, and that is it, whether it's past boxers like myself and Kenny, or Bernard, or you know, or the current crop.
I wasn't a boxer there for a moment.
I turned around and I saw your nose and I remembered, no, I suppose you want to keep the resources that are there, you know, and whether that be Kellie or I suppose whoever else is considering resigning at the minute, you know, it is very important to keep him.